Hello everybody! Welcome back to Monday Night and City of Mist. I am your humble Master of Ceremonies, Jay, and as always, I am joined by my wonderful investigators. We have Chris, who is playing Clark, and is muted, and taking a drink. And definitely not.
We haven't been doing like hellos like this before. You normally just
have.
like shout us all out and then run away.
Yeah, we have. We've done this before.
We have done this before. We've done this every time.
Definitely not every time. I refuse
most
to
times.
acknowledge that is even remotely possibly the case.
We also have Barry playing the enigmatic Effie.
Hi guys.
Kelly playing the indomitable Mal.
Hi.
And Fraser playing the, I think at this point, slightly bemused Cal.
Hello.
But why am I introducing everybody when I can have one of our players talk about it? Kelly, take it away.
Dear Diary. That was a shit show. I mean, I don't know. I feel like splitting up just seems to go badly for us. Effie and I went to speak to Lester, the only other person who worked at the records office, whose information might have been used to let in whoever it is that, you know, messed around with the records. We had to speak to him, and man, his place was a dump. And things got pretty ugly pretty quickly. I mean, we did eventually get him to help us, but only if we promised to get this other gang off his back. I mean, dude was so scared he straight up threw a bottle out the door the second it opened. I mean, Effie ducked, thankfully. Me not so lucky, I got it right in the face, but the weirdest thing is it just healed right back up. Like nothing had happened. Hurt for a minute, don't get me wrong, but felt kind of invincible at that point. So, you know, when we finally got Lester to agree to help us, and then these goons showed up looking for him, I just went for it. Got both my arms broken for the effort, and almost got tossed down a lift shaft. Thank God Effie called for backup, or else, I don't know, might have been scraping me up. Felt good. Weirdly. Like the adrenaline of it, it was fun. I feel pretty invincible. And you know, we got some of the answers we needed, so I guess it was worth it. Not exactly the way I guess I normally would do things. Thanks for writing this down for me, by the way, Effie. I cannot write right now. These are not working.
Yeah, no, it's fine. I get it. What else have you got in here?
None of your business.
Nice. Thank you very much, Kelly, for another entry of Mal's diary. Yeah, last time some of our investigators decided to follow up on some leads. Mal and Effie had a very exciting time down in the dockside area, where, you know, as Mal's already told us, but Cal also went off to track down the elusive King, formerly known as Mr. Billy Jackson, one of the men who defeated Don Caligieri back in the day. He found a slightly eerily utopian district that seemed to be operating now back on a barter system, all under the influence of a gang that seemed to be operating under very 1950s styles. It is pompadours all the way down, baby. And of course met the king himself. But while all this was going on, there was a piece missing from the puzzle. Because where, oh, where was Mr. Clark Smith, our beloved safety investigator? He was tied up in meetings. And I am going to, we're going to play a little fast and loose with the timeline here. In order to spare you from, the minutia of, safety regulations and briefings, and to save you from me doing that nasal voice of the competitive inspector, too much. And we are going to start tonight's session as Clark is leaving his meeting with Simon. Now, oh, thank you, Aether. But sorry. So, Clark, you had originally gone to Simon to give up information and attain passes to allow the four of you to infiltrate the restaurant, the Bolger.
Yes.
Now,
And any other businesses owned by the aforementioned family.
of course, the Caligieris. Now,
Indeed.
yeah, you are gonna regret that, Aether. Yeah, there are. As you are exiting Simon's office, and he is sitting ramrod straight in his chair, very, very smug that he thinks he's managed to maybe get one over on you by gaining this upper hand, because that's one petty motherfucker right there. The elderly investigator, you know, sort of the kind of the office staple guy who has been there since time immemorial, a man named David, doesn't go out on assignments. He's a desk man now. He's the paperwork king, is what we do. As you are leaving Simon's office, he flags you down. He goes, Clark?
Yes? What can I do for you, David?
There's while you were meeting with Simon, a man came in and said he wanted to see you. I told him he could wait in your office.
Alright. This was supposed to be my day off.
I know, but he did ask for you specifically.
Understandable. We should talk to the union, though, about trying to get flexi time into the office. I really do think it would make a world of a difference.
I've been trying, but there's always other things on the docket.
I know the struggle, but it's alright, we'll get. Clark goes off to his office.
David goes back to his paperwork.
You are the Union King.
We stand the unions here.
Support your unions, boys. Okay? We stand our onions. Anyway.
So your onions can stand you.
Exactly. I mean, actually, yeah, that's kind of how unions work. Yeah. Fucking stand your union so your union can stand you. Because, fuck the corporations, man. Anyway, Clark, you enter your office, and are greeted with the sight of a tall man in a long green trench coat. Who, despite the fact that they are inside, has, one, not taken their coat off, two, hasn't even turned their collar down.
Okay. Do I recognize them?
No. You've never seen this person before in your life, although, admittedly, you can't see a lot of their face.
Sorry to keep you waiting. I wasn't supposed to be in the office today, so you're rather lucky to have caught me. What can I do for you? Hold up my hand and wait for a name.
Are you holding your hand out for a handshake?
Yes, I walk round. Sorry. As I'm saying that, I walk round to my desk to talk to them, speak to them face to face. And what I can do for you?
They reach out and they take your hand,
Mm-hmm.
And the world changes.
Okay.
Clark, you are a man who is familiar with the minutiae of time and its inner workings. You can always hear that tick, 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 the heartbeat of the universe in the back of your head. That is the world you live in. Tick, 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 tick. Flashing lights, blue and purple images, as you feel yourself hurtling through time.
Okay.
You're pulled. The only things, the world swirls around you. Walls deconstruct. Images go. The sun flashes across the sky just again and again and again and again until it becomes an almost solid line of color with the speed. The sky burnt an eternal orange until the two of you are standing in a forest clearing.
Okay.
You must be Mr. Smith, I presume.
And you are?
Most people just call me the Traveler.
I can see why the name.
I apologize for the rather hasty relocation.
I take it there is some cause for the said haste.
There is a certain amount of privacy was required.
What do I owe the honor then, Mr. Traveler?
I needed to talk to you, Mr. Smith, because you are you have made rather a reputation for yourself as someone of a great deal of noticeable power, but also noticeable meticulousness and with a certain dogged air to you. So I have come to warn you, Mr. Smith. Leave Caligari alone.
You realize I have to ask why?
And I hope you understand that due to the nature of temporal flux that I won't be able to give you a straight answer. But I want you to understand, if you pursue this particular path,
From our investigation into Caligari, that are undesirable.
terrible things will happen. And my abilities allow me to travel to all points of time, not just back here before the city even stood, but I have been forward. And I also have to apologize for the methods I have already employed to try and dissuade you from this. But you have to understand, I believe they were necessary.
You are the one who set the Furies on us.
I set the Furies... Well, I did not realize that the Furies would become involved. I set the law on you. As far as the other three are concerned, they are unknown quantities. They were unpredicted.
Mr. Wanderer, you understand if I view your appeal with some degree of skepticism. You claim to have great knowledge of what you speak, but you were unaware of some fairly glaring errors in your plan.
Such is the way of time travel. time works on so many tiny, infinitely small moving parts that the only things one can really be sure of when assessing the future is the large-scale events.
Well, then it strikes me, Mr. Traveller, that you know even less about this event than I do. Strikes me, Mr. Traveller, that you have been somewhere, using a force you don't fully comprehend, trying to use methods that are poorly thought out and poorly managed in order to endanger people you don't know. For the purpose of avoiding a catastrophe, you don't seem to be able to comprehend on any given scale. Sir, speaking as someone who has worked for time for more years than I care to count, you seem a disappointment to me, sir, and I would like to speak to your manager.
There is no manager, Mr. Smith. There's just me.
Well then,
I am the manager.
sir,
just-
if it is you who I am the avatar of, then you can consider me even further
Oh.
disappointed.
No. You and I are very separate when it comes to that particular aspect. I'm as human as you are.
Well,
But I need you to understand that your pursuit of Caligari will only lead to a cataclysm.
well, once again, Mr. Traveller, I'm afraid that you are not particularly convincing. You refuse to give me details. You have only suggested that before any involvement in this event was even begun, you attempted to end my life and the lives of my friends. When, quite frankly, that, i.e., your inciting incident, is the entire reason that this particular instance with Caligari came to my notice.
I intended.
You understand that had you not engaged in the way you had, we would not be here, and we would have already avoided your aforementioned cataclysm.
I had intended for you to be imprisoned. The threats upon your life are unfortunate and unintended, and now beyond my reach of influence. But you in particular would have crossed paths with Caligari, and you would have done so alone.
Well then, I guess there's one thing to be said for your actions. At least now I'm not alone. Now if you'll please take me back to the time from whence I came, and you and I will kindly not cross paths again. My job is to exercise abnormalities in the timeline, sir, as you are well aware. You are currently causing me a great deal of concern.
I will return you, of course, to the time we left. But I don't think this is the last time we will see each other, Mr. Smith.
Then you had
Right.
better hope the next time I'm in a better mood.
I wish you luck. Takes your hand again, and the world lurches. But this time, you are alone in your office.
Delightful.
You just asked for a time traveler's manager.
Guys, I gotta
I just asked for Time Traveler's manager.
Bitch,
Hey,
you
point
are
out
the
that-
time traveling manager!
A plus
Well, I
all
did
round.
point out
That was a
that
really
the-
good scene.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Time Traveler was a moron. Smack his bitch ass.
Time travel
Cut him
is-
out of the timeline and throw him into jail.
Time travel is hard.
Extremely fair enough.
Also, Jay, I gotta
That was
say,
very Karen.
you dropped one of my favorite lines of yours very casually in that moment. You described the ticking as the heartbeat of the.
As much as I would like to take credit for that line, oh god damn it!
Did I freeze briefly?
As much as I would like to take credit for
Everyone
that
did.
line, as much as I would like to take credit for that line, it is lifted straight out of Terry Pratchett's Thief of Time.
That's fine. It
I
was
was
still
about to
good.
say, because I'm currently reading Thief of Time.
Thief of Time is so good. If you haven't read Thief of Time,
So
read
good.
Thief of Time. It is so good, both as a
I
book
need to reach
and
Terry Pratchett in general.
I will be back
sometimes
in
you need a
30
bolt of
seconds,
lightning
but I am
diamond.
out of garlic dip.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Wait, Red Diamond has figured
Garlic
it
dip
out.
and
The
that's a tragedy.
Traveler.
I'll be back in 30 seconds, okay?
But
The
Red,
Traveler has the mythos of Doc Brown.
Red, 121 gigawatts. The only thing that has something like that is a bolt of lightning.
The Traveler just starts running really fast.
I am a month and a half early for my traditional annual rewatch of all 3 Back to the Future movies, okay?
Doc Brown would be a really good mythos if your relic was the DeLorean.
Oh, fuck yes. You're like, you would have the relic of the DeLorean. That's one of the great things about City of Mist. You can do that!
Except, like, you do not want to have a player with time travel.
Yes, that's the thing.
Holy
it's like,
shit.
Rule-wise, you can
everybody
do
to have
that.
time travel.
As an MC,
As an NPC is great, yeah.
Yeah, as NPC's manageable. For a player character, you would have to either base the entire campaign around it or just not allow that at all, because
A transformer.
time travel is just so narratively difficult normally.
Because you fuck up a roll, and then he's just like, I get in my car, and you're like, no.
No, you fucking don't.
But
But also,
No.
But yeah, like
You
time
end up in
travel with
1955!
time travel with uncontrollable entities. Read you lot. Would be a narrative preparation fucking nightmare.
we do dumb shit all the time. If we didn't like someone, we'd go back to when they were born and just, like, throw them out the window.
If you guys could do dumb shit with time travel, I don't think I'd be able to actually pull that off.
There would be no way to do any sort of cohesive storyline.
Like, I think the only way I could do it would be taking your characters and time traveling them, and then do a sort of go back home thing, but yeah.
The story would have to be centered
Quantum
around
leap.
the time travel.
Yeah. It would have to be that, and it would have to also, again, none of you guys would be able to do it.
Anyway, let's stop
Okay.
pitching.
Yeah, let's stop pitching. Nobody
that's what
here is
we're
going to be
doing.
playing number 5, okay?
Number 5.
Wrong number 5, but fair.
Uh,
Watch the Umbrella
yours?
Academy, it was good.
oh yeah, I'd forgotten about that.
Number 5, alive. Anyway, so, Clark,
Yeah.
you are now again in your office, and you hear a knock at the door.
I'd say Clark, having already been not overly gruntled from his meeting with Simon, is now even further disgruntled, and rather sharply opens the door and goes, "Yes."
It's David standing there going, "Sorry, I didn't know if your meeting was done. The man you came in here with is he's back. Mr.
My apologies.
Hardaway?
Hardaway, yes. He's an accountant friend of mine.
Yes, well. Everything all right, Clark? You were in there for a couple of hours.
Yes, it was an important family matter. Apologies.
Everything all right?
Yes. No, the gentleman came here having been unable to find me at my residence.
Oh, all right. Well,
So I apologize for intruding on company time.
that's your day off.
Anyway,
Make
David,
sure to
I
bill the
will-
hours.
I shall, and I shall clock out.
Good lad. Sort of
Always a pleasure.
shuffles, sort of shuffles off back to his desk, very a la the butler from Lara Croft.
Excellent. I resist the urge to jump over his head and lock him in a.
No backflipping over your colleagues and locking them in freezers. That's unsafe behavior.
It is indeed, and Clark would never engage in such a thing.
Exactly.
So I close and lock my. I close my office and I head out to meet Cal.
Cal, you
It's
are
not-
in.
It's
You
not
have
just
returned.
unsafe. It's HR policies.
Yeah. Cal, you are in the lobby of the. I've completely forgotten what the acronym is. The safety building.
Yes.
So have I.
The health and safety place.
You have been to Uptown,
Itchy, eh?
spoken to the king, and back.
Yes. I'm assuming
Does that mean
Clark's
that the
still
king
here,
is
if he
an
didn't
uptown
phone me.
boy?
he is.
I now need a Billy Joel impersonator as a as a rift just to do so we can have Billy Joel Elvis gang war now, don't I?
Yes.
Fear him, for he is the Piano Man.
The intermediary could be Cher.
It's the piano man, and he comes in with the harmonica.
Oh
Yep.
dear. And then
And
the
the arson
final
is never
war,
his
of course,
fault.
has to happen in Memphis.
All shook up in. Yeah.
Alright,
Right.
let's
So,
go.
Cal, you have had your royal audience and you are back.
Cal,
Oh, hey, Clark.
I take it everything has gone well. Apologies for my delay.
Oh yeah, sorry, I just kind of snuck off there. I know you were. I thought you were going to be in the meeting for a while.
Yes,
I
no,
didn't think you were going
that's-
to take this long, though. I thought if you were leaving, you were going to call me or something.
Something else came up. I'll talk to you about it later.
Oh, okay.
What's been happening?
I went to. Things kind of got out of hand for me a little bit. I wanted to start investigating King. What's his?
Billy Jackson.
Billy Jackson.
King
One
was
of- one
in
of the-
who was part of the act of sealing up Caligari the first time.
Yes, exactly him. He was one of the people we were going to investigate. Thank you. Sorry. He was one of the people we were planning on investigating, so I figured I would look into some of his businesses, see if I could, I don't know, dig up dirt, I guess. I ended up meeting him instead. And he's quite a nice guy, and he will help us out if we can get him proof that Caligari is alive.
So he thinks Caligari is still is dead.
Well, according to him, he killed him himself. So, yeah, it's safe to say he thinks he's dead, and he does not believe me. So we just need to find proof somehow, which I imagine leads quite nicely into what we were planning to do originally today, which is infiltrate that restaurant.
Absolutely, and I have warrants here. Hold one out to you.
Thank you. Do I need like an ID badge or something?
No, the warrant is sufficient. This is for.
Clark, you do actually
Was it-
notice that Cal is actually wearing an ID badge. It does say Hugh Jass on it, but still.
So Hugh, first name Hugh, last name Jazz, and it's IRS. Or
HMRC.
HMIRS, I think we said last time.
HMIRSC.
HMIRSC.
That's,
Royal Majesty's Internal Revenue Service.
Internal Revenue Customs Service.
Of Mildred.
Yes.
Of Mildred.
HMIRCS.
of Mildred, and that's the official government thing for Mildred. I take it.
Yes.
It's
Mildred takes
it's a
these
city
things
state.
seriously, yo.
No, that's entirely understandable.
You need to stop establishing fucking infrastructure lore. I can't keep up with
We
this.
need to stop making up acronyms is what we need to stop.
We need to pick which
Jonathan-
side of the Atlantic.
Why haven't
Never.
you started writing a wiki? That's what I want to know.
That's a good idea.
We're
No, I'm
giving
sorry,
you all
we
this
are one
information.
city. We are a city contained in an island exactly halfway between the states of Britain.
We're in the slap bag of the Atlantic. No, the outside world doesn't exist. We're not allowed to talk about it.
It's all blocked by the Pacific Ocean.
Only Mildred. There's
Only Mildred. There's only Mildred.
It's all, yeah.
No one ever leaves, Mildred.
You check in, but you don't check out.
Welcome to the Hotel Mildred's Hovel.
Alright, Gar. No, we're not!
Anyway.
I'm not letting
Walk
anybody
away.
be the mythos of Thomas the Tank Engine. Fuck off, Red.
Actually, Red Diamond's got it, Sodor.
Very good.
That's
We are on
absolutely.
the island of Sodor.
We are on the island of
Them
Sodor. Hells yeah. This is great.
No, this is why I drink.
It's a shoot.
So, next City of Mist campaign, we all pick Thomas the Tank Engine characters, yeah?
Yeah,
And
you
then
can
one
enter
person
that.
I want to be a part of both.
Are you going to be Tugs?
Yes.
Yeah, Chris, you
And
can
then we
do
start a
that one.
band.
Excellent. Wonderful. Someone has to be the fat controller, though.
I mean, there's someone's reason to
I'll
smile,
do it.
there's someone's reason to drink. You know what? I think that's a good way to live, man.
Ever
Anywho.
been so
Anywho,
sad
So-
as I am right now because I am now out of pizza.
No!
I have beef stew.
in that case, let's bring the attention onto you.
Hey!
Yay!
Mal
I
and
love
Effie.
attention.
You are currently still holed up in Lester's flat with Buck, Mark, Lester, and 2 unconscious gangsters who have had the ever-loving shit kicked out of them.
I'm pretty sure Mal was also passed out. When we finished
Oh,
this.
Mal passed out after the
Mal
adrenaline
is fully
wore off.
unconscious, yeah.
Because
Yeah.
you may knit together quite quickly. It still fucking hurts.
Yeah, someone was carrying me.
Buck.
Buck was carrying me.
Or maybe his brother. You're not sure. It's a bit hazy.
Go.
If memory serves, I just absolutely punched Lester across the face as hard as I could.
That was, I believe, the final moment of the session, was you just walloping Lester. He is lying on the floor of his living room, out cold.
Oh, I needed that.
Aye, clearly. You're right, Effie.
I'm doing better than Mal. That's for sure. We need to get out of here now.
You don't want to chat to the 2 cunts in the bath?
Might be an idea, I suppose. You want to come stand next to me as
Aye, come and
Dutch
loom
courage?
with intent.
Yeah. Any more of the rubbish and we'll run them over with a tandem.
Fantastic.
Gonna need to find another way to get rid of that.
Tandem? Fuck are you?
It's a thing.
Aye, fair. Yeah.
Anyway, let's go chat to our friends.
Aye, cool.
Buck, keep an eye on Mal, will you?
Mark's doing it.
Oh. So we get to have some fun.
Oh, aye.
So, you be bad cop and I'll be badder cop. Okay?
Fantastic. Buck assumes sort of his bouncer stance where it sort of like fills out more space. It's like,
Effie changes out the flip-flops back into her heels so she appears more intimidating. Because you can't be intimidated unless you're Latina with flip-flops.
at which point you're usually somebody's grandma and threatening to beat him with it.
Pretty much.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure. I think there's some Asian communities that can pull that off, but usually, specifically grandma. It's a grandma power.
Yeah.
Fear the fuck.
She goes into the bathroom where the 2 guys are tied up and washes her hands, just not paying them any mind.
One of them
Taking time to-
is still unconscious. The other is kind of.
Kinda like just checking over her knuckles after the punch. Splash some of the water onto the one that's waking up.
Yeah, Buck has managed to find a small, basically like a washing basin, like a plastic thing, and it's currently filling it with cold water.
I go over to the guy that's waking up, and I'm about to wipe my hands on it, and then I'm like, actually, no, you're too dirty. Dries.
One eye kind of open, and the other is fully swollen shut.
She puts down the toilet lid and sits down, hands clasped over a knee, waiting intently.
Buck gives you kind of like a, should I? Look. Boom! Icy cold water over the two of them. Which is shock. They're both shocked awake, like, ah! Cunt! Fucking bastard! Hiya, pals. He's just kind of looming and just...
Good evening, gentlemen.
Where the fuck are you?
Let's just say I'm Neville and you're the pussycat.
What?
Why were you here? Why did you decide to beat up my friend?
Look, lady, we're just here for the old cunt who fucking lives here.
Why?
Because he owes us money.
How much to get this fixed?
What?
Come on, I don't have time for this.
Look, our boss just came in and said take whatever the fuck he's got, because we know he doesn't have a lot.
So let me get this straight. You decided to blindly follow someone's orders, not knowing how much to take, and yet you now find yourself tied up in a bathtub. I do have someone getting ice in because I reckon some of the body parts could help pay off Lester's debt. But doesn't seem to make sense that the two of you just blindly followed orders.
Look, clearly things have gotten off on the wrong foot here.
Oh, clearly.
And I'm one who's willing to let bygones be bygones.
Oh, is that before or after you broke my friend's arms?
Like
Actually, now that we are on the topic, you know what fable I'm a fan of? My good friend here knows a fable that I'm a fan of.
Which fable?
I reckon if the whole world went blind, then we couldn't see any injustice. So an eye for an eye.
Look, this is a...
Buck, go for the one who actually broke the first arm, please.
Gosh. And Buck, from under his coat, pulls out a crowbar.
Are we doing torture?
I think we're doing torture.
We're the good
Are
guys.
we just doing a full-blown torture scene?
Excuse me,
Effie is
Technically-
pissed off.
Excuse me, gents. If I could just borrow that here. Fucking roughly grabs the ties holding his arms together. Look, wait! And
Effie puts her hand up. Tell me why I shouldn't do this.
up. We've got him. What do you want? Anything? What do you want?
I want information.
About what?
Caligari, Marco, where the safe havens are.
I don't know
want
anyone.
to see your boss. I want you to leave Lester alone. I want some fucking peace and quiet. I would like to know what my name is. Shall I continue, or shall you work on the ones that I actually think you might have some capacity to deal with? Because Effie leans in at this point, looking at the guy's one eye. Because if you fuck me around, I know a guy. Do we understand each other?
Yeah. Yeah.
Good.
You guys work for us now.
Look, I don't know anyone named Calamari or anything. But I do know someone named Marco.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know much, but I heard him talking with our boss. Said he was talking.
That's interesting.
They were talking about transporting something. Getting something in, off a ship, sort of quiet like.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I know. It's happening tonight.
Oh, it's happening tonight, is it?
Yeah.
So, I'm going to ask you a question now. You technically now owe me a favour. Because I've just saved your life.
Well, Sure, of course.
And your friends here.
Yeah.
So you work for me now?
Yeah, we work for you now.
Now, how can I make sure that this will remain the case?
At that, Buck just sort of raises the bar a little higher.
One of you is going to find out what it is that they are bringing in. The other one of you is going to bring your boss to a sanctuary area. I'd like to meet him. I'm a sociable character.
Look, we're just soldiers. He doesn't follow us. We haven't got that kind of
Then
clout.
make yourself important. I mean, it'd be a shame if I knew a guy who could find your families.
We'll do it. We'll find something.
There's a good boy. Now, Lester's in my care. You'll leave him alone and you will spread the word that he is not to be touched.
Yes, boss.
Also, any rats that are about here, make sure to leave me and my friends well alone, not passing on any information.
Sure, yeah, whatever you say.
Now, one of you can off you pop.
They look at each other simultaneously. And the one who Buck is not holding manages to stagger up and he falls out of the bath and scrambles for the doorway. His hands still tied together.
Remember, you will send me the information of which sanctuary I'm meeting your boss at.
Of course!
I believe you have my number already.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ta-ta.
Legs it.
Hey,
You actually hear the
Barry.
sound of him bouncing off the wall in the corridor.
Yeah, Kelly?
What the fuck?
Woo!
I mean, to piss you off. God damn.
Hey, so for just a quick peek behind the screen here, because Chris wasn't here last week and he didn't have time to watch the video, we had to sum up things, and I basically just referred to Effie's actions at the end of the last session as Effie had another one of her scary moments, and fuck. That's the
Yeah.
thing is,
You're not
guys-
wrong.
you're the protagonists. Doesn't mean you have to be good guys.
I'm just glad my character was unconscious for that.
Yeah, you are. You're in the slightly grotty bedroom. Your arms knitting back together.
Speaking of,
Also-
can I be conscious again soon?
Vari, do you have anything else you would like to say to the remaining gangster?
Let me have a quick look. Now, before you go, I want to make it aware. I know several people. I always know who to talk to. And the worst of all, I know your mommy.
Who the fuck are you?
A friend. Off you pop.
This time, Buck just to put the point on properly. Buck lifts him just bodily out of the bath by his bound hands. He's like,
Wait, who? Okay, is it Buck or Mark that's in there with you?
Buck is in with
It's
Effie.
Buck that's in
Mark-
with me, Mark's with you.
Yeah. They are twins. It's very hard to tell them apart.
Yeah.
Mark is the one with more chill.
Buck is the one near Effie because he has a massive crush.
Yeah.
Noted.
Buck lifts him out, dusts him down, and sort of just gives him a quite literal slap on the arse to send him running.
Have they both left now?
Yep.
Oh my god, Buck, that was so much fun.
You and I need to do that way more often.
Oh my god, did you
Look.
see those two guys? They pissed themselves.
He looks in the bath. I think they're fucking dead, actually.
Oh.
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 Just-
Oh,
Just gonna,
it's fine.
turn the tap on.
It's fine. I know a guy that's got a laundrette.
As it
Doesn't
gets
deal
to
with
the bath,
muddy, though.
it's fine.
Who gives a fuck? Look, maybe let's not tell Morag that that's how we got things to happen, you know? She might not
Tell her
be...
what.
Aye.
Yeah, no, I'm not. Nah.
Aye.
Well, let's check on if. Let's check on Mal. Hope she's okay.
Aye, she's tough.
Am I still being held bridal style
No, you're on the bed now.
on the bed now?
You're on the bed on top of the covers. And you are waking up.
Yay!
You're
Kinda
like
like-
that hen.
Blinks a couple of times and like goes, Effie, and she tries to move and she goes, ow, oh my god, what happened?
How much do you remember?
I remember punching a guy. Did we win?
Aye, we won. Because you were a bit sort
So then
of.
why do I feel like we lost?
I think it's probably a bit more accurate to say you lost, we won.
Oh, cool.
Aye, because when me and Buck
Helped,
showed up,
though.
when me and Buck showed up, it was you were being sort of just carried out of the flat.
Oh yeah, the left.
Yeah.
She's a little like, I think she's probably like a little delirious from the pain now. She's kind of like, her eyes are a little hazy. She's kind of looking around. She's like, looking up at who's talking to her just now? Is it Mark?
Mark, yeah.
So she's looking up at him. She's just sort of like, yeah, over there. You're tall.
Aye, some people say it's my best feature.
Effie knocks on the door.
Come in, she's awake.
Hey, Mal. How are you?
Ow.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
Effie. What's her deal? Because me and the Wayne can stand up to some punishment, but that I don't think I've ever seen anybody start knitting themselves back together that fast
What?
without
Yeah,
outside help.
probably halfway through Mark's sentence, one of her bones kind of just, with a sharp sort of snap, just like clicks itself back into place.
When I carried her in here, her forearm was going about 90 degrees. That's arrow straight now. I did not set those bones.
Holy shit.
I think her wrist's still broken, but still.
He's now like, Mally's now looking at her arms and kind of quietly giggling to herself. She is pretty delirious from the pain, but also just kind of thinking, I'm a superhero.
Aye. I think that I think if there's anyone that I've ever met that should be walking around with the fucking military grade ibuprofen, it's her. But I mean,
Okay.
you've seen me and Buck, like last time I saw you, I was slapping quick drying cement on his tits. That's different. This is
new.
that's scary. I don't like. I see a lot of weird people in this job, and I see a lot of weird experiences. I've been set on fire more times than I care to mention.
Pretty sure I'd done one of those.
Aye, but you were pissed.
Fair.
You were pissed and you were throwing the Molotov at the wrong guy.
No tracks.
Aye.
Effie drinks half a bottle of vodka, use the other half to burn some shit.
Stuff the rag in. Aye. I don't like the idea I don't really like the idea of living in a world where I have to hit someone and they just get up again like it's nothing. Even if I have to hit them a few times, they keep getting up.
Thing is, though, she did go down.
She did go down. She did go down. This time.
Mal,
Yeah?
how many
I'm starting
fingers
to
am I
feel
holding up?
Better. 3. I'm feeling better.
Can I see your arm?
Sure. She holds up one arm, has healed itself straight.
The wrist is still, as you're holding, the wrist is still kind of unresponsive, but as you're holding it up, it goes.
Wrist is still a little floppy, but
As you're holding it up, it goes.
nice.
And snaps itself straight, and suddenly you can feel your fingers again.
Ooh. That's satisfying.
How are you feeling at the minute?
I mean, the pain's starting to fade a little. My head's starting to get a little clearer. Like, I was pretty foggy for a hot minute there, but that I can feel my fingers. And the other one's still going. I mean, I was quick. I should be good to go if you give me, like, a bit longer.
It's just a torch. That's
Power.
some skill.
I know, right?
You're lucky.
Lucky might not be the word. Mark, are you okay to take Claire to that laundrette that I was talking about?
Aye, sure. Effie, is he able to his own steam?
Frustration out. It's fault some of the information came out.
Right, so you hit him.
Yes.
Okay, so he's probably still got a skull. Fuck's sake.
Like, I am still, like, human. My skills aren't in... They're in...
I know, but if you hit him rather than him hitting him, and he points at his brother, you have to do a hell of a lot less explaining or going via A&E.
Fair point is fair.
Aye. Okay, I've had to go about enough tonight. Frankly, and he looks at, and he's giving Buck a look now. He's like, I had to make the excuses to Mum last time. It's you next. Buck, just fear.
You were on a date with me.
Aye, he should be so lucky. And Mark stomps out.
Effie, that sounds like a way to get you killed, Effie.
Yeah, Mark heads into the living room, and you hear the faint sound of a body being lifted.
Can Mal try and
Okay.
stand?
Yeah, sure. Like, your legs are fine.
Yeah, cool. She stands up. She keeps one arm kind of, like, and held close against her while it's healing.
Right then. Where are we going?
Effie's changing back into her flip-flops. Buck, where's the nearest sanctuary in this port bit?
I haven't got a clue. Let me call Morag.
Fair enough. Let's start making our way down.
Aye.
It's going to take us ages. Come
Buck.
on, Mal. You can use me
What's
as
the
a
sanctuary?
handrail.
I can walk, Effie. It's just my arm that's broken.
Yeah, but you're a bit loopy as well, so...
I'm starting to feel better.
Come on, kid.
Are either of you going to make any attempts to contact Cal or Clark?
I'm sending Clark a...
Actually, before
Messages
we
were
go
heading
anywhere, a sanctuary, are we talking about somewhere, like, safe to stay for the night?
Somewhere safe for us to meet the boss in this area, and somewhere that is considered safe for the night, if possible.
Right, good, because it's once the sun goes down, she's coming after us again.
No, I don't think it would be an issue for you at this rate.
And sundown is
I
fast
just broke
approaching.
2 limbs. I think I might be done for the night.
Come on, let's go.
And might be enough excitement for me for a bit.
As the two of you make your way down the many, many, many flights of stairs in this flat, we cut across town to Clark and Cal as you're exiting the building. And Clark, bing! You get a little message on your phone from Effie. Barry, do you have anything specific you wanted to say, or was it just a sort of, hey, here's where we are, here's what we're doing?
A message saying, do you want to buy a tandem? Come to
Because
the docks.
The bike is gone. The tandem bike that the two of
I don't
you-
know that yet.
The tandem bike, well, I'm talking about Cal and Clark, because they chained it up to the lamppost outside, and it is gone.
Oh, okay. If you ever want to see your tandem bike again, you will come to the docks.
I have shit in Mildred.
Clark hears his phone go off, says, hang on a second.
On a ransom.
Takes his phone out of his pocket, opens the message, looks at it, and slowly, with an indescribable look on his face, brings his eyes up to meet Cal's.
What's wrong?
They took the tandem.
Wait,
A
you
single
know who took
manly
the
tear
tandem?
rolls down his cheek.
It was gone outside. I assume just some people stole it. I tried to pull out another one, but I got a skateboard. It happened.
I hold out my phone to show him. Effie took it.
Of course you did.
That's
Okay,
incredibly rude, even for her.
Yeah. I mean, I can always just try and pull out another one, but you know, that one's special.
I feel it was special.
I'm glad you feel that way.
Oh, bike bros.
Anyway, pull out a bag of carrot sticks.
Bike bros!
Very good. Let's go.
Yes.
Alright.
Yes.
We, I guess we're gonna make our way tandemless to the docks.
Unless.
Unless we go to a bike shop and buy a new tandem.
I reach into my jacket pocket.
Feel
I
like
try very hard to pull out another one just to spite Effie.
he's gonna do one of these checks every single session until you have a new tandem.
Every
bike. You do
single
that, right,
time the tandem bike disappears, I'm just gonna keep doing it.
Cal, you withdraw a unicycle.
Well,
Yeah!
I don't know how
Oh
to
my
ride
God.
one of those.
Neither does Clark. He also doesn't view them as particularly safe, particularly without the correct safety gear and training. So he would not ride one without
I leave it
all
on the
that in
sidewalk.
That's
Let's just get a taxi.
littering!
What?
That's littering.
Clark, when you just leave it on the sidewalk and start walking, Clark tuts.
I left it like propped up against the wall. So it's not in
Still
anyone's way.
littering.
It is still littering. What am I gonna do with a unicycle?
I don't know, unicycle things.
You better think of something your boyfriend disapproves.
Oh, I know. I'll throw it at Effie.
Jonathan!
I flag attack.
Adam goes to leave the unicycle and gets a little sort of like notification above his head. Clark disapproves.
Clark will
Baldur's
remember
Gate
this.
3 has ruined me.
We can't have another hour-long conversation about Baldur's Gate.
Clark, so we're currently outside Clark's place of work.
Yes.
So presumably, he knows the area rather well.
Yes.
And given it's a government building, it is likely that it is in the city centre or
Yep.
nearby the city centre.
Yep.
So
Makes
Clark
sense.
picks up the unicycle and begins walking down the road towards the charity shop.
Okay.
Jesus Christ. This is what we're taking a detour for.
Yep.
We'll
I'm
do
going,
that
right.
and then.
As much
think
fun
get
as I
taxi.
think it would be to sit and have a 20-minute conversation between you and a quirky charity shop
No, we
employee, we're not doing that. We're not
We
doing
just
that.
we can
I'm
skip
just
it.
offering you
We don't-
opportunities to make more NPCs, Jay. That's all.
No.
I'm
Don't want to
We don't have-
invent
I
50
have enough
names per session?
NPCs as it is.
I don't think
sure?
you've got enough NPCs,
That's
Jay.
okay.
You can't even remember the acronyms for your own internal revenue services and health and safety departments. I
be
think
fair,
there's more.
internal-
To be
This is
fair,
write
like
them all down.
I
the
didn't
bread
come
and
up with
butter
either
world
of
building.
those.
This is devolved. I flag a taxi.
So yeah, Clark, you deposit the unicycle in a nearby convenient charity shop, and Cal, you flag down a taxi.
The charity shop is
When they
actually
tell
right
you-
next door. It's crazy. Anyway,
When they
we
tell
go.
you that tabletop role playing isn't about the player, versus the DM, they were lying.
Yes, it is.
They are very wrong.
Yes, it is.
You win any tabletop RPG by being the first person to make the DM either corpse or say "fuck you." We're
I
working-
managed it last time!
Yep.
We've won
Harry
a
does
couple
it
times
regularly.
during these games. Anyway, we go
Anyway.
there.
So y'all are heading dockwards. The
Yep.
sun is creeping down the horizon. Sunset is near as the sky begins to bleed to orange.
We're gonna fucking die.
Oh, Jane.
You guys are gonna fucking die. I'll be fine.
You'll die too. You'll just die a couple times.
Just get back up.
Yes, very.
Do I get a call from Sandra?
From Sandra.
Who was looking into the Furies for me?
Oh, the person who was reading. Yes. You wouldn't happen to have a D100 there, would you?
Hang on, I've got some percentile dice here. That's because what you want is you want a D10.
You want two
And a
D10s,
D100.
basically, and decide which one's the first
Yeah.
one, would you?
I got
got
some.
them.
Oh, Var's got some too.
Okay, give me a roll, and we'll see to what percentage.
32.
32. Okay. You do get a call from Sandra. Well, you get a text saying, "Hey, I'm looking it up. I can only really the Furies don't really have a lot of stories about them, but there's there's lots of references that are quite disparate. It's you know how mythology is. It's not exactly a firm canon. There was one guy who managed to escape them, though.
Look into that one for me, please.
His name was Orestes.
Orestes.
Orestes, beginning with an O.
Thank you. I thought you were about to make a D's nuts joke.
Orestes nuts! Take it away, boys.
Arresting Agamemnon's kid?
No. Wait. Yes. The House of Atreus. It's a fucking wild ride. And I probably have just given away more than I should have. Yeah. Yeah, Orestes, he's got an entire play about him, so, y'all can look that up at your leisure.
I just text back, please find out how he managed this. Thank you for your help. Also, do you want to buy a tandem?
I'll keep looking, and I'm good.
Thank you.
Okay. Yeah, so, there are a few things here. Effie and Mal are at the docks looking for Sanctuary. Cal and Clark are heading towards the dock for that. So I'm going to offer you guys a couple of options. Would you like to regroup first, or focus down on finding Sanctuary?
I reckon if we try and find sanctuary and send Cal and Clark a message saying come to this place, just for our own safety.
Okay. Right.
Yeah, we'll go wherever they
Yeah.
tell us to, I guess. 'Cause
Yeah,
don't
we
really
have to
choice.
rescue the tandem.
That's true.
You are in Dockside. You are very much in not necessarily your territory. And while there is nowhere in this city safer than the Hearthside Bar, there are a couple of other places that you can maybe look for, places where rifts sometimes gather. And one of these places is, I have this written down either in this notebook or the other one. I think it's the other one. Sorry.
Didn't like that evil smile.
One of these places is a warehouse. It was one of the old wharfs, but has actually been converted to serve the interests of one particular man. This is the warehouse known as Quentin's Queer Constructions. All spelled with Q's.
Holy shit, I love that.
Effie's just looking up at the sign as if to say, really? Okay. Buck, can you find out if we can get access to here for us, please?
Sure. Cool. I mean, you are physically there, so it's like, sure.
Yeah, but...
Bang, bang, bang. Is anybody in? The door opens, just... It's like an old wooden fire door, but you hear the sort of the whine of the motor as it's opened. Do you go in?
Peek inside.
You peek inside. There is a sort of a small entry room, like very small, with a desk with nobody behind it. But behind that is two large, very open double doors that lead into what looks like probably what looks like what would happen if Willy Wonka was a machinist and an engineer. There's just bizarre gadgetry and metal and shells of cars and what you think is maybe like some of an airplane hanging and like sort of racked up, and you see a figure in a full three-piece suit like sort of working at one of the benches. He's in a full three-piece suit and then goggles.
I look over at Mal as if to say, shall we?
The three of you
Kind
enter?
of like, we enter. I nod my head to Buck to say, come on with us.
You approach the desk. There is a bell on the desk. And it just says ring.
Ding.
Ding ding. The bell rings, and you see the man in the shop that you can see way down doesn't react. But the desk in front of you splits in half, sort of opening like that, and then the floor under your feet hums for a second, and you just sort of conveyor belt your way in.
Okay.
Can I help you?
Hi. I believe that this is a sanctuary within when the sea is misty.
Oh, sanctuary. Ah, yes. Well, yes, my workshop is not exactly the most comfortable, but it can certainly provide a certain level of protection. Sticks out a hand. Quentin Q. Quaternion, how can I help you?
Effie, we are
Mal.
just. This is my
She waves
colleague
a hand
Mal
as he goes.
and my colleague Buck. We are just looking for a place to take some sanctuary, and we're also potentially meeting someone. Would you be amiable to allowing us to meet someone here?
How explosive is this likely to be?
We'll try to keep it moderately tame.
Ideally, not at all.
Well, things are rarely ideal, young woman. Some things do tend to explode
But-
whenever they want. And he
Realistically,
takes his goggles off and you realize the man has no eyebrows.
yeah. Ideally, not at all. Realistically, we did smash a window last time.
Smash a
We
window?
do appear to be in a quandria.
So that wasn't that bad. Actually, it's just a window.
Well, windows are small potatoes. That's why I don't have them in here. Well, if you're looking to conduct some kind of clandestine meeting, then the yard at the back should be probably quite suitable.
Thank you so much for your hospitality. We really do appreciate it, Quentin.
Now,
Oh, of course,
Mal
of
sort of leans
course.
over to Effie and is like, I think I've just met my new favourite person out.
Effie just kind of eyes Mal and mouths rude.
And as he sort of just turns back, you see that what is actually laid out on the bench in front of him appears to be a pocket watch. And as you notice he passes a hand over it. And a pocket watch deconstructed, I should say. Passes a hand over it. And all the little cogs and gears all perfectly slip into place inside the watch. Now, can I interest you? He considers all three of you for a second. Ladies, in any devices?
What
you do
is it that
that?
you specialise in?
Oh, I specialize in all sorts. Although, I do rather have a good line in things that appear to be one thing, but in reality have a very different function.
I do like
Oh my God.
delusions in illusion.
Oh, subterfuge is always advisable. For example, he picks up the watch he was just working on. He goes, "See this pocket watch? Perfectly ordinary. Maybe a bit out of fashion these days, but taste never really dies. It appears entirely normal. Now watch this." He snaps it shut, clicks it, and hurls it at the other end of the warehouse. There is a second, and he goes, "Oh, duck!" And throws himself onto the table. The watch hits the ground and explodes.
Ooh.
Jesus fucking Christ!
Awesome.
Like, Buck is standing there with one arm over his own face and the other kind of just stuck in front of Effie, just like, fucking... Ow!
Effie kind of blushes.
Fuck!
Mal doesn't even bother.
And you look...
Gets cut by something, but...
Yeah. Buck kind of looks down and there's a piece of, like, jagged metal sticking out of his hand like that. He's like, oh, fuck's sake.
Could I have one for my friend Clark, please? I think he would really appreciate a decent timepiece.
Pocket watch? I do wristwatches as well,
We're not
although
gonna
a trifle
tell
harder
him.
to throw.
Ew.
No, he's a refined gentleman.
Ah!
Could die.
Pocket watch it is then.
I'm going to tell him what it does.
Okay, good.
Oh, thank. I thought you weren't. I thought you were just gonna
No.
give it to him as a gift and
You're just gonna give me an exploding pocket watch?
If you meet
I'm
with
going
the
to
guy,
say, when times get tough, time to chuck it.
When times get tough, you can always chuck it in.
if you meet with the dog rat guy, give it to him as a gift. If you just don't like him very much.
No.
Shit sucks. Hit the bricks. So this guy is mythos. Definitely has the mythos that's just straight. This is just straight up Q for James Bond, right?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, I figured.
I wasn't being subtle with it. I thought I thought it was funny.
No,
It
I
is.
appreciate it.
Yeah. Right. Well, my advice. You can stay in here, but don't touch anything.
Understandable. One more question before you go, Quentin.
Oh, of course.
I'm just going to put it out there. Do you know anything about a gentleman called Marco?
Marco.
Yes.
Marco Polo. No, I can't say I do. Sorry.
No, that's quite all right. You have a wonderful night. Thank you so much for your help.
Thank you very much. What did you say your name was?
Effie.
Ah, yes. Thank you. Thank you, Alfie. This man is bad at names.
Effie just kind of shrugs, going, close enough.
Make yourselves at home. There's a kettle in here somewhere that doesn't disgorge white hot steam.
Mal kind of like follows after him and is like, "Do you have anything that like?" Discovered I heal very fast and I'm like can't be killed, but I'm still very breakable.
How extraordinary.
I mean, like arms. These were both broken about an hour ago.
But and they're perfectly fine.
Well, yeah, now they are, but about an hour ago they hurt like a bitch.
Fascinating. Young lady, you must allow me to run some tests.
Oh, what kind?
Well, you said you were...
I don't do good with needles.
Well, you claimed to have an accelerated level of healing, and I believe you used the word immortal.
I did not use the word immortal.
No. Would you care to find out if you are?
Mal?
Yeah, why not?
Excellent.
Mal?
Excellent.
What are you doing?
If you get incinerated, I don't think you're
Hey,
coming
this
back
guy's
from that.
got answers.
Now, madam, are you
What
familiar?
if the answers are, yup, she dies to this?
Now, madam,
Mal,
are you aware?
You have been targeted. You've just had, like, you've been shot through the head. Do you really think this is a good idea at this
Shot through
present
the head,
moment?
you
We are
say?
about
He's
to meet
hardly-
some...
He's hardly gonna test my immortality by fucking murdering me now, is he? You said he's
Oh, no, that was
dead,
entirely the
so I'm
plan.
sure he means. Okay, maybe let's not do that.
No, of course. Well, have it your own way.
Just no offense or anything, but we do actually have shit to do, and it takes me a while to come back.
Ah, fascinating. Very fascinating.
Mal, are you
Also,
sure
I
about this?
cannot stress how much it hurts.
Well, I'm sure I can... Well, shall we table this for some other time, then?
Yes, I was really hoping for more like, I don't know, a big mecha or something.
I've never been to Mecca, madam. I understand it's a beautiful city, but I've never really interested me. So,
God's sake, Jay.
I believe we can postpone any further experimentation at a point where you are comfortable with levels of physical trauma, shall we say, and I can procure a certain level of anesthetic.
I'm texting Clark the address and just heading towards that
Your joke
kettle.
was so funny, you gave her an asthma attack. You've won.
I just like the idea of hop on the stool there. I'm just gonna cut your arm off.
Yeah, that's the thing. We don't know if shit goes back. We know things heal. We do not know if shit goes back.
The words that were going to come out of my mouth were, "You're familiar with the concept of the Derringer, aren't you?"
Bye.
He was going to shoot her.
Love that.
I don't know how
No.
you immediately
Good
didn't
God.
think he was going to just kill you. In like weird ways and see what sticks.
Well, of course, have it your own way.
Well, we've done
making me laugh.
blunt force trauma. We've done decapitation. We've done brain damage. Now let's try electrocution.
Well, madam, I believe that... Well, I believe that we can postpone this, but I would absolutely look forward... I would be fascinated in understanding this ability further. Healing factors are so tremendously rare amongst our people. I am yet to ever encounter... So I've encountered those who are phenomenally durable, but never those who truly heal to an accelerated degree. Well, there was one man, but it turns out he was lying. But of course, with your consent to be scientifically analysed in this manner, and of course I'd explain all matters to you.
You have to stop being funny, Johnny. You're gonna
No.
kill her.
I refuse.
I had to take the headphones off. You've got to stop being funny until I can breathe again.
Shall we cut away, baby?
Yes. I've texted Clark where we are.
ensues as the sun climbs ever further down the sky. Tell you what, we're actually approaching our midpoint.
I was going to say.
Do you
it's
guys
8:40
wanna-
to 9?
Do you guys want to take our tea and crimes break? Or in this
Yeah.
case, a
Yes, please.
tea and choking break?
Tea and oxygen.
Thank you.
Asthma attack.
Cool. So yeah, everybody, we'll be back in 10, 15 odd minutes. If you want to go make yourselves a cup of tea, whatever, we'll still be here. We will see you soon.
And remember, Winkles, always decapitate facing towards Mecca.
And if you are,
Fuck's sake.
Chris, you can't say that on Twitch.
It's not offensive!
You're gonna get.
I was gonna say
It might be offensive. Probably get offended by it.
probably yes. I was gonna say always seek consent before decapitation.
Well, that is also important.
That's true.
Yes.
That's also important.
Yeah, that is true.
Because that's the thing is Quentin is not a murderer. He's a scientist.
It's only of opportunity.
He's not in that.
He
No.
just said you want to find out if you're immortal.
That doesn't make him a Nazi. That just makes him, open to violent experimentation.
Curious.
Think you're a Nazi.
He's just true neutral. No, chaotic neutral.
No, this motherfucker is chaotic neutral. I'm sorry. I can't, because I did, after I wrote down, because I wrote down several the gangs, and Barry knows all about them. Sometime after that, I came up with some locations to sit in the notebook, things that might come in useful. And one of these is Quentin's Queer Constructions, all spelled with Q's. Because Chris is right. I do have a tendency to lean towards the Greek in things like this, and I thought, nah, let's expand on this. Let's take City of Mist and actually expand the things that we can draw from. So I thought, hey, I'm looking for someone who's a bit inventive. Sod Daedalus, let's go with Q. Because here's the thing, again, I will never stop talking up City of Mist and just the breadth of characters you can come up with. Because one of the characters that's in, I don't know if he's actually in the book, but he's on the website as one of the example characters. Is a guy called Baby New Year. And he's a getaway driver whose mythos is the new year. He ages a full lifetime in a year.
Oh.
Okay.
That sounds horrific.
Yeah, it sounds horrifying. I don't quite remember what his more positive abilities are, but it's just as a concept, you can really run with that. I mean, for God's sake, another one of the people in the book is a guy named Mitosis, who has the mythos of evolution.
Delightful.
I talked about him
Darwin
during
from
my
X-Men.
yeah. I talked about him during my presentation at the start.
Yeah.
Before we did this,
Mm-hmm.
he was one of the example characters I used there because there's so much potential, and it's
It
so
really
much
is.
fun. But yeah, I'm having a lot of fun drawing on some of the myths, and I think there's a number of the NPCs that have been rifts. You guys fully don't know. I think you guys have inklings, but you don't actually know who they are.
Just had an idea
True.
I just had an idea for another backup character.
Hit me. What do you not want to say on stream?
I mean, I had no issue saying on stream, just because you're talking about the things that you can base things off, and I'm like, okay, out the box thinking. So we're talking about a mythos, so it needs to be something about which their people know things. They're something that is said to be the. And I was like, merino wool. Everybody's heard of merino wool. If I asked you about merino wool, what do you know about merino wool?
Not a damn thing.
Kelly, if I asked you to describe merino wool, what would you
She
say?
can't hear you. Your headphones aren't on.
Merino
Yeah.
wool.
Yeah.
That's that kind of wool that's it's really soft, but it's kind of got that weirdly almost frizzy texture to the outside of it, right?
Yeah. Merino wool is famously very soft, and very durable,
Yeah.
and very expensive. And I'm like, you could 110% make somebody whose powers are soft and durable.
Chris, you're not making
That's me.
a character that's based on Tampax.
And absorbent!
Just reminds me of that Blackadder joke. They're talking about that stupid magazine. There's yes, it's tremendously popular with men. Soft, strong, and thoroughly absorbent.
Oh dear.
There's so much.
So good.
It's very good.
Sorry for the brief asthma attack break.
It's quite alright.
I mean,
You're
I had a
you're
lot of
entitled.
fun there.
I mean, I don't even remember what the joke was anymore, but Jay, I swear to God, that is not the first time that you've made me laugh hard enough to give me an asthma attack. One of these days, you're gonna kill me.
Hey, at least you'll die laughing.
The joke was you said you wanted a mecha, and he says place.
And he said,
It's not even funny.
I think
Just
it was
can't
more
find
the
it.
character
It's not
than
even
the
a
joke.
good joke.
I thought it was a pretty good joke.
I thought it was a pretty good joke.
I think
It
was
led
more
to me making an incredibly culturally insensitive follow-up.
Yep.
Surprise, surprise.
Yeah.
Yay! Chris is
Where's the Soviet
culturally
Womble
insensitive.
racist bell? It's where's the racist bell when you need it?
I'm just here to bring a touch of class. Classism, that is!
Oh God, no!
Hey!
That's fine, but only in one direction.
We're not bringing One Direction into this. Nobody's bringing the mythos of One
Why is there
Direction.
classism in One Direction? I thought they'd all moved on now.
Because I believe one of them was at least a class among
Fuck
the rest.
off.
Anyway, moving on. So, do we want to skip time a little bit forward?
Well,
Jay,
yeah.
Cal, and Clark get to...
Well, as long as nothing
Question.
happens to us on the way, then yeah.
Question, Jay.
Yes?
When Cal and Clark arrive, is it night time?
The sun is touching the horizon.
Okay, then sure.
The sun is...
Okay.
The sun is getting quite intimate with the horizon, shall we say.
I definitely thought it was gonna.
I don't
be
think
dark
we should
enough.
say it.
Eh.
No,
I'm trying to think of a
I
better
don't
way
think
of saying
so.
it, like, of saying it has dipped below the horizon a noticeable amount.
Just remember, Jay, not to fall into the author's trap of
Just say
always
that.
trying to invent a new way of saying something.
It's really.
Also don't
almost
sexualize
dark.
celestial bodies. It gets weird very
just-
quickly.
It does. It's you know it's only a small step between that and she breasted boobily down the stairs.
Remember, kids, don't put your dick in a star.
When you wish upon a star.
The sun dipped just below the horizon and looked like one half of a beautiful set of cleavage.
The sun dips
Is it
below.
probably?
The sun titillated the horizon by gently stroking its verted
This is
edges.
a terrible idea.
The sun dips below the horizon, looking almost like an eye that is cracked open, with a clear implication saying, "Are you still fucking awake? What the hell are you doing?"
Cal snaps his own neck.
Just nope.
I refuse to listen to anything too funny now because I will have an asthma attack and die.
Tough shit. Huh.
No more funnies for the rest.
Don't
Serious
be funny.
only for the rest of the session.
All of you.
Don't be
Serious
Right
only.
again.
Right.
For my health.
So, just want to get us back on track.
Serious.
Cal, Clark, you are arriving at Quentin's Queer Constructions.
Serious.
Effie, Mal, I assume that you have gone poking around the various devices.
Oh, of course.
Oh yeah,
Naturally.
yeah.
I mean, poking around, I'm sure this guy is showing us around, showing off everything he's ever made.
He is, but in very, very alternate and random orders. Actually, you know what? Can you just roll me 2d6? Please, Mal. No bonuses or anything, just...
I got a 2 and a 3, I rolled a fucking 5. That's shit.
Yeah, Mal... Yeah, Mal, you, while exploring some of these devices, end up picking up what appears to be a thermos. But as you pick it up, the top explodes outward and a net just wraps around, like a weighted net just wraps around you. And
Yes.
Quentin just kind of continues on without noticing.
Like,
Like,
does Effie notice?
Sure, yeah.
Quentin! Quentin!
What? Yes. What? No!
Oh,
help!
Ah, yes. The net thermos keeps things warm, dry, and still.
could you help my colleague out of it, please?
Well, yes, that's the unfortunate thing about work in progress is it can be a little difficult to iron out the kinks, as it were.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's I think it's some of my best work. The net is carbon fiber and very pliable, very light, but also very, very strong.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
I'm getting that, and you should be very proud of your work. But if we are able to reset that back, that'd be great.
Well, yeah, that's rather what I'm trying to tell you. I haven't quite developed a method for how.
Okay. Okay.
Kelly, you're muted.
I'll do it. Kind of accept your situation, start sort of hopping.
Buck kind of rolls his eyes and lifts you, just like, whoop. Just kind of props you up, just puts you on his shoulder.
Thank you, Buck.
I guess this is my life now.
We'll get you out eventually.
Knock, 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 knock.
Ah, yes, the door. The door? I own a door. There's a door somewhere.
Yes, it's a door we came through.
Come in! There shall be tea momentarily!
Does the door open for us?
Ah, yes, it does.
Okay. We walk in.
Yeah.
And ring the bell.
Vroom! But yeah, as I was gonna say, yeah, as I was gonna say, Effie, you, yeah, Effie, you also receive a text on one of your phones, your tandem phone, we shall call it for now.
It starts. The ringtone is rat, rat. We're the rats.
I thought it was going to be, despite all my rage, I'm still just a rat in a cage. We could go on.
Anyway.
Yeah. It just says, won't tell me what's in the shipment, but it's one big box.
Find out where shipment will be held. Margaret says hello.
There's a few minutes before the next message. It just says, Wharf 13.
Okay. Quentin, do you have a periscope or the means to view what's happening outside?
Oh! You want to know what's going on out there?
I'm very intrigued about Wharf 13. I've heard such tales of
Oh, of course,
endeavours
follow
that
me.
have happened around it.
Follow me. He leads you into what looks like basically a corrugated iron shed that has been set up inside the warehouse. And when he opens what initially looks like a very rickety door, but when he opens it, you realize it's about a foot thick. You realize that this shed has been constructed over a set of stairs that lead down under the wharf, under the warehouse that you're in. I'm assuming all four of you are together now. Yes, had to excavate it myself. Planning permission and whatnot. Oh, it's just paperwork. But it's all tremendously stable, I tell you. Concrete, rebar, steel reinforcement, the whole thing. One should not skip on safety standards. Especially if it might
I'm
turn
sure
out.
Clark's just loving this.
Especially if it turns out that 400 tons of
gonna
concrete
say-
might just land on your head.
I was going to say, did we find the door? Have we been let
You're in the
in?
door.
Sorry.
You are.
Yeah.
The lot of you are now together.
Right, okay. Clark hasn't moved past the doorway. Clark is just staring around the room in abject horror.
Yeah.
Just yeah. His mind is struggling to comprehend what he sees before him.
Mechanical devices everywhere.
Yes, with no safety markings, no distancing,
none.
lots of hazardous compounds clearly visible and not stored correctly, no color coding of
Nope.
hazardous material locations.
Just a full block of nitroglycerine sitting on the table.
The
Yeah,
closest.
with a half-drunk coffee next to it.
The closest you get to anything like
It's
that.
a coaster!
The closest you get to anything like that is there's a large open space of just poured concrete floor with a big white X in tape on it. That's it. And several scorch marks around it.
Clark's hands are like visibly twitching.
Effie's just following Quentin.
Right then, come along, come along.
Yeah,
Yep.
you guys do your thing.
And Mal's quite happy. She has worked more hazardous places.
I duck your head.
Clark, you alright? You there?
Clark is, I believe, apoplectic.
In a
Good
bit.
word here.
If this was an episode of It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, the title card would have been Clark has an aneurysm.
Yeah.
Na, 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 na. He leads you down into a room that is initially dark, but he flicks a switch on the wall and a huge bank of monitors flare into life.
Hey, Quincy,
Please, Quincy was my father.
did you,
Quincy's my middle name.
what was his first name?
Quentin.
Quentin.
Sorry. Hey, Quentin, did you rig up the wiring in here yourself as well?
Oh, of course, of course. Why leave something like that to an amateur?
Good for you.
Get visuals on the Worth 13 for me, please.
Wolf 13, Wolf 13. He just picks up a stick. It's like a long, basically it's like the kind of thing you would use to like whap against the blackboard. It's like, yes, that one. He taps one of the monitors. I believe that's Wolf 13. I do like to be informed of the comings and goings. Out in the world, it's I imagine it would be a fascinating place to go.
Have you never been?
Oh no, it's dreadfully large out there. Give me an investigate check.
Okay, I think I just had a major freeze there.
Sorry.
Oh, here we go.
An investigate
Yeah.
check, please, Vary.
2 6s.
Yep, 2d6s, please.
I thought you said you got 2 6s. I'm like, how'd you roll that fast?
5 and a 3.
That's an 8. I think I'm assuming you've got something you can add to this for sort of just like understanding people. No, actually not so much because those tags are still burned. Those tags are still burned.
Yes.
But that's still a mixed success. You can tell Quentin appears to be quite agoraphobic.
Oh, okay. Well, the main thing is that you are informed and you are happy.
Of course, of course. I have my
And-
devices, I have my endless experiments, always occupied, always occupied.
Do you want a companion?
Madam, we've only just met.
No. A helper in your endeavours.
Well,
Someone to
I
go
have-
outside and...
I have advertised, but
Leave it with me.
seems that nobody consults the newspapers these days.
I quickly text Mark, go and bring Lester here. Sends the address.
Oh. I was just gonna say that sounds like
Sounds like Mal's new job.
perfect opportunity for somebody indestructible.
Or that.
Or well, immortal,
you can
I
stop.
suppose.
Maybe don't bring him right now, seeing as we're gonna meet a guy here.
don't bring
that
him
wants
right
to kill him.
Yeah, that is a good. good shout, actually.
I'm gonna turn to Quentin and be like, what's the pay like?
Pay? I suppose there is a going rate. I would pay handsomely. What would be the going rate? My God. I have not entertained an assistant in an awfully long time. My apologies.
Tell you what, how about we do contract negotiations in the very near future?
Oh, of course.
Effie?
I have a business card or
Cal?
So what's going on? Why do you need us here? Something about Wharf 13? We're very clueless at the moment. I gestured to Clark.
Clark is still
Marco.
Like Clark's ruler is now out and in his hand.
Yeah,
Like,
Clark's having a moment.
Yeah, like seemingly he doesn't appear to have moved, but the ruler is now out in his hand and fully extended.
Fully
As he
extended.
just yes, as he
like-
just
Good
stares
lord.
around
sounds
the
like
room.
a really unfortunate euphemism.
Yeah.
Here's the thing.
Do you know how long Clark's ruler is?
See, this is the thing, Chris. When you and I were
I
discussing,
don't want to, Chris.
when you and I were discussing this extendable ruler, I
Yes.
kind of pictured just the measuring equivalent of Doug Dimmadome, owner of the Dimsdale Dimmadome,
Yes,
the Doug Dimmadome hat.
It's a long time
That's
since I've
right.
watched Fairly Odd Parents, but sure.
You've seen the memes, of course. It's the guy. He is always wearing like a tall top hat that always goes out of frame.
Yeah, so this is kind of like it's
No matter how
improbably
wide the
massive
shot
folding
is, it always
ruler.
extends out of frame.
Yeah, this ruler is currently extending out of frame.
Precisely. Yeah.
Yeah, he is having a moment.
I do.
Marco.
He's fizzing.
I turn to Cal going, Marco is going to have a shipment here tonight at this wharf.
So, cause trouble?
Well, the sun's kind of went down.
Take out time.
True. But I don't want Marco to get his way. And leading murderous woman to Marco wouldn't necessarily be the worst idea we've come up with.
The murderous woman only kills that which has been judged.
How tall is Marco?
Jake?
Marco's
tall?
about.
But my height?
Approximately
Marco's
one
probably
cow?
Marco's probably about 6'2".
I don't remember how tall I said Cal is.
Oh.
He's
Not that
6'2".
tall.
I don't know. I think he was like 6 foot-ish. Like average. Very average.
Is 6 foot average now, or
I don't know what the average
I
height
mean,
is.
6 foot is roughly the average height of a man.
6
in
foot's like
Scotland, I
common,
believe.
yeah.
Yeah. That's the thing is, Cal is very averagely proportioned. That's part of the point.
Yes, very average.
He's just a man in a
However,
suit.
we at City of Mist, the Brothers Honey, do support all short kings.
We stand a
It's
short
true.
king!
That's true.
Yeah, absolutely stand a short king.
Fuck it, canonically, Billy Jackson, the king, is 5'3".
Ha! Excellent.
We
He's
stand a
sitting
short
down
king.
so we couldn't tell, but yeah.
He was sitting down.
you and your puns, man?
They're not going to
Um,
stop.
Yeah, I would rather. I mean, we ran away from her once before. She
Yeah.
seemingly either cannot or dislikes to drive vehicles because she did not chase after us.
Speaking as as somebody who got whacked in the fucking chest by her before, anything that might involve avoiding a direct confrontation, I'd be very in favour of.
Yes, me too. I'm not saying I want her to show up. I'm just saying
She's
this
going to
feels
show up.
important. You know?
If we
And
could
if-
get Marco judged as
I'm
being a killer, though.
We
sorry.
prefer-
No, I
I'm
wouldn't
sorry,
get the information.
who did you say is going to show up? Are we expecting anyone else?
Oh, you don't want her to show up here,
I don't want who to show up here.
Tiffany.
Tiffany. You know
Tiffany,
Tiffany?
The Midnight Ripper.
the
Serial killer.
Midnight Ripper.
Trying to kill us.
The Midnight Ripper.
It's a whole thing. Nice to meet you, by the way. I'm Cal. Sorry, I didn't introduce myself. Is this a friend of yours?
Quentin Q. Caternian, pleased to meet you. I'm sorry. I don't mean to pry into a personal life, but the Midnight Ripper is currently following you.
I mean, is it dark yet?
It will be dark in approximately.
Very elaborate watch.
And the watch kind of folds out to like down to there and then up to here.
Yeah.
1
I love
hour,
that he's
42
having a
minutes,
dick
and
measuring
53 seconds.
contest using a watch against my measuring stick.
Oh, while I remember, I turned to Clark going, by the way, I've got you a present. We'll talk about it.
So, Clark's eyes like dart to you, and very dry-lipped he goes, "Present isn't."
You are speaking so quietly, your mic isn't picking it up, Chris. Sorry.
That present isn't from here, is it?
Hey, don't look a gift horse in the mouth.
I do have a gift horse somewhere.
Clark's eyes widen fractionally, which you didn't think was possible at this stage.
So we have an hour and 48 minutes before she'll come after us.
Yes.
That's what you said.
Are you proposing that she is going to come here?
I don't know if she knows we're here. I don't know how she finds us, honestly.
But wouldn't it be a great time to test some of your experiments on someone who is...
Very much will not die, no matter what you throw at her. And that's a challenge.
Well, there are limits to scientific curiosity, and I feel it would be very difficult to maintain laboratory conditions when there is a woman attempting to hack my head off.
Well, she won't be attempting
Oh,
to hack
no,
your head.
she doesn't go after innocents. We have been framed, and I
framed.
realize I have worded that very badly. I do
She
apologize.
did.
Unless you've been
Um,
framed for any murders recently, you are,
Or actually committed recently.
or
I don't
you know,
really-
committed any murders recently.
I have invited you into my home. Therefore, welcome here. However, if there is a chance that there is going to be a an extraordinarily powerful psychotic maniac knocking at my door at some point this evening, I would appreciate it.
Well, the
an
sanctuary,
earlier,
right?
I would appreciate it an earlier heads up.
Well, I just got here, so.
We are initially here to meet someone. I hope.
You are, as I have said, Ms. Mal, you said that this place is sanctuary. To a certain extent, that is true. For this is a place that is alone. The whims of local or gang war, they rather all leave alone. With good reason.
Ah.
We take independence and security seriously.
Well, and we'll owe you one.
And I.
Cal hand out fa-
You are welcome to my hospitality. And I do not believe that even in all the great majesty of devices I have here, I have anything that may be able to prevent us from Night Ripper.
Do you have a?
Yes.
But we're
we're
fine.
good.
If she shows up, gets in, and lead her away from here.
Splendid.
You just tie the cloth or something.
I shall wish you the best of luck.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah, we are. Should.
Of course, we are. You.
When
you.
is the meeting? When is the shipment supposed to come in, Effie?
Midnight.
Midnight.
Yeah.
Huh.
I kind of look at Buck with a really apologetic look.
Oh, hey. They're going to have me out past my bedtime. Come on. If there's anything you need, you know I'm good for it.
Do we still have the both of them, or is it just Buck now?
Just Buck.
It's just Buck. Mark went to go and deal with Lester.
Yeah. Wait. So what? So
Don't
Tell-
worry, I'm not putting you in danger. Just can you keep an eye on the cameras for us while we figure out if this guy's showing up.
And are you sure Doc Brown over here wouldn't be a bit more appropriate for that?
We're already imposing on him. What do you guys think?
Well, I mean, when it comes to, I guess, combat effectiveness or to not dying effectiveness, you are not the best at that, Effie, yourself. I feel like you'd be in a lot of danger if we go to wreck shop, you know.
And to be fair, Effie, you know me, I'm not exactly the most patient type. No, you're not going to bench me, are you?
No. No, I'm not.
If I might interject, I do sometimes like to spend my evenings with a hot cup of cocoa watching the monitors. It is not outside the realms of possibility, and as I said, you are welcome to my hospitality and my assistance.
Effie looks to Melbourne. Okay, he's now one of my favourite people too.
Clark is still standing in the doorway. He still has not moved. However, the ruler has now not just extended out of frame, but extended out of both sides of the frame.
Mal kind of goes up to Clark and, like, he's not moved, has he?
Nope.
No,
really.
we've managed to free Mal from the net as well.
Just kind of
Oh, you're just in the net.
violently twitching.
She just takes both his hands
You're in the net.
and takes a step backwards into the room, taking him with her. It's okay. It'll be fine. Come
I
sit
don't
down.
know. I don't know if he goes with you, or you feel like you're literally trying to, like, move the hands of time forward.
Convince roll.
Yeah, Mal, roll
Roll,
to
roll.
convince.
Aye.
Can I use the help point I have for
No, this is your roll. But if Clark wants to use any hurt points he has with Mal, he can use those.
Oh god, I have some of those.
Because this is funny.
I rolled an 8.
Clark,
Roll to resist.
if you've got 2 heart points, then you
I've
can
only
turn this
got
into a
one.
failure.
I've only got one.
Would you like to use it, or do you not want to bother?
I'm gonna hold it for a funnier moment.
Okay. Mal, you managed to gently draw Clark further in. Clark, out of the corner of your eye, you see a bucket, just a standard steel bucket on a shelf, just with hazardous material sticker across it diagonally. Just an open top steel bucket on a shelf.
Okay. I feel like that snaps me out of it. And actually, my hands disappear from Mal's, and suddenly I am up a completely sturdy, completely properly assembled and properly set up A-frame ladder next to said shelf, measuring the rivets and the brackets to make sure that the shell has been put up appropriately.
The shelf is, despite the general slightly ramshackle appearance of the room and the outer orders, this is probably the sturdiest shelf you've ever fucking seen.
Okay. Clark
you're-
takes a deep breath of, like, relief, and then moves his attention to the bucket.
It's something green and vaguely bubbling.
Clark puts on a pair of gloves and moves the bucket so that it is sufficiently far from the edge of the shelf, so as to not be an imminent risk.
Splendid. Okay, so you have Quentin looking at the monitors. You have Buck willing to jump into the fray with you guys. You have the shipment being delivered at midnight. Is there anything else you are trying to do or trying to gather as information?
It'd be nice if we could find out what the shipment was, the time of when the dock rat's boss is going to turn up here, hopefully.
We don't even know if that's going to happen yet. You're just...
That you do get. Because what you do get is you get another text. An hour or so passes and you get a text. In fact, actually 2 of you get texts. Effie, you get one saying, "Boss en route. Will be there for midnight." And Cal, you get a text from Meg.
Oh.
It's one word. And it just says, delayed.
Okay.
We
So
fucking
we have-
lucky tonight.
we all here?
Yeah, I'm back.
Yep.
There we go.
It's been a bit stuttery today.
Yeah, it's been
Sorry,
Discord
everyone.
hates us trying to use it ever.
Just blame the Scottish internet.
Aye.
We still haven't discovered what all 5Gs stand for, you can.
We invented radar and the telephone. How do we still have shite internet?
Because we didn't
And
invent
tarmac.
internet.
Actually, was Tim Berners-Lee a... No, that was the World Wide Web, not the internet. We invented the thing that the internet was based on.
Yeah. That's why our
phone lines.
infrastructure's so fucking old.
Oof.
Yeah,
Anyway,
so I informed the
Sorry,
rest
British
of the party.
Telecom. Calling you out now.
fucking BT.
I informed the rest of the party that we likely have a bit of leeway tonight.
For the sun has fully set. You are in the hours of darkness now.
Guys, if this meeting's at 12 and that shipment's coming in at 12,
Yeah. We may have to split up.
You think that... Sorry, I've been a little unclear. I feel I've been a little unclear here. The shipment and the meeting are the same thing.
ah,
The boss is going to where the shipment is. Is that what you're saying? Not to Pierre. Okay. Cool. And the boss is aware that Effie wants to meet with him.
You don't know. You don't
We just know
that.
where he's going to be.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Well, fun.
Do we have a plan?
guys, I can't face Marco.
Why not?
He knows things about me that I don't know. And if he's Prometheus, he can foresee shit that's gonna happen. So if I know a guy, he knows him too. Eventually.
Effie? I am happy to fight people on your behalf if there is a good reason.
gonna
Can't
have to
fight your
confront-
demons for you.
That is Clark's version of being a ride or die bitch.
Oh,
We're gonna have to
That is
confront him
Clark's
eventually.
version of I will smack a bitch for you.
Yeah.
I forgot, Clark, your present. I hand him the pocket watch.
A fresh pocket watch.
When time runs out, throw it, and there's a big kaboom.
Clark looks at it for a minute, opens it, closes it, goes. Characteristically, both a thoughtful and highly offensive present. Thank you.
I thought closing the watch detonated.
No.
No, throwing it.
Okay. Oh, just
I'm
throw
gonna-
it as if like impact.
Basically, you click the thing on the top and then you fling it.
Oh right, okay, cool. I thought it was him snapping it shut and then throwing it when he closed it just then. I'm like, uh-oh.
Well, just always be remember of the... Always be in mind
Reminded.
of... Reminded, thank you. Of the explosives experts' creed. Duck!
Where?
Precisely.
Oh, that's the. Oh my god, that's the terrible joke about the tribe, the tribe of very short people leaping up and down in the grass fields, screaming, "Where the fuck are we? Where the fuck are we?" The Grand Fakawi tribe.
Great Fakawi tribe.
Indeed.
I mean,
That
I was thinking more along the lines of Dojo, what is rule 1?
Do not act incautiously when confronted with small, bold, smiling men, sir.
It's a good rule, rule 1.
We're back to Thief of Time again. It's great.
It all comes back around.
Indeed.
Right. So, you have a shipment. You have a destination. You have your antagonists. What you also have is a warehouse full of dangerous shit.
And an unknown ticking clock.
That is
So,
true.
a question I have to kind of ask you guys is who wants to go shopping?
Yeah. Let's do it.
Clark
Chris is
is
keeping
going
the fuck out of this.
Oh god, yeah. Clark is going to spend his time going through Q's paperwork and making sure that Quentin has documentation of everything and what it does.
He does, but it's
Nope.
not. He has documentation of everything. There's no permits of anything, but he also everything is is simultaneously meticulously and very messily documented. Like there's all the experiments are charted, but a lot of it is on random bits of paper.
Cool. Well,
They're
Clark
organized.
is...
They're organized by shape.
I hate you.
So
It's like people that organize their fucking books by color. Like,
Ah,
That is exactly what I was about to say.
Like my mother.
what?
Like me.
what?
okay,
She
everybody,
wanted her bookshelf to look nice.
stop, because all we're gonna do because this is gonna turn into a fight very fast. Because I believe your mother-
Autism versus ADHD. Fight.
oh god, the asp versus
I'm sorry,
the
but
squirrel.
organizing books by color is instinctive. And therefore correct.
I want a device.
I mean, I'm mostly sitting here going, you guys organize your books.
Yes, we'll hash this
I don't
out
own
later.
books.
Right.
Let's just not think about it. Let's not think
So-
about it.
I want a device.
Cal, you have access to a range of your own devices.
That's true.
I was mostly thinking in terms of Mal and Effie.
Yes, give me toys.
So, I need to okay, we've got half an hour left, so we need to do this quickly. I'm gonna give you a couple of options of things you can grab. And these are the same 3 options for both of you. So if one of you chooses one, the other cannot choose that.
Okay.
Would you like
Okay.
a hitty thing, a subtle thing, or a defensive thing?
Anything.
Okay. Mal wants a hitty thing. Effie, would you like a defensive thing or a subtle thing?
Subtle.
Okay. Mal,
Yeah.
you acquire a cricket bat
Yeah.
that when you pick it up, you're like, oh, this seems fairly normal. And then Quentin scuttles over. He's like, ah, yes, right. Very, very important, very fascinating, this one. I'm rather proud of it. See, you take the bat, of course, and you can swing it and block it, and it's terribly, terribly useful. Very, very useful if one is trying to go undercover in a cricket field. But what you also can
I'll
do,
just sort of like winks at him.
of course, if you touch this particular knot here, and he indicates a point just under the, just under sort of where the bat turns in, goes square. And he presses on it, and the bat splits open into 2 halves like that, and running through the center is a metal bar that at the end goes zzz. Quite a surprise, quite a shocking surprise, eh?
Taser back!
I just gave Mal a cattle prod. Everybody's happy. Effie, you asked for a subtle thing.
Oh my god, this is gonna be so good.
Yeah.
Ah, right, yes, of course. Something subtle, yes, yes. One moment. Boom. Comes back with a wristwatch. And I'm rather fond of watches, as you can tell. This is a very, very useful thing. See, of course, you can use it to tell the time, and put it on, and if you adjust the hands to this portion simply by turning this little wheel here, the watch. If you twist it to here, the watch can act as a recording device. And if you twist it to here, you can. Now, this is going to be rather loud. And wearing the watch, with that, he swings his arm out and smacks it into the wall. There is a deep kind of boom, and Quentin is thrown off his feet as the wall kind of go boom.
Oh.
Oh. Oh. It's rather strong, and unfortunately, takes a while to charge. I'll get you the other one that's on the battery. But
I help him up.
very, very useful. Oh, thank you, dear. It is very, very useful if one is in a sticky situation that one wants to get out of.
Thank you.
Yes.
How
He
much?
hands you the opposite one. Now, excuse me, I need to go and check. I shall watch the monitors and check if my wrist is broken.
Thank you.
I wish you the best of luck, my dear. Oh! And if you are truly desperate, there is also this. And he hands you the thermos. I've repacked it, don't worry.
Thank you, Quentin. I appreciate it.
Good luck, and I understand that you operate on a favors economy.
Yes, I do.
Then shall you and I work out payment at a later date?
It'd be my absolute pleasure.
Splendid! Splendid! Ow. If you'll excuse me.
Take care.
Yeah, you guys are now tooled up. What do you want to do?
Okay, I can't believe I'm saying this, but... shall we?
About fucking time.
Let's go in quietly.
Fine, fine, fine.
I'm sure you will get to have fun, but if anything happens to you again...
Aye.
Mal
no,
just
fair,
comes
fair.
bounding over and he goes, Effie, look at this, and presses the button and then shows off the taser bat.
Who the fuck
Please tell me she does it in front of
Good
Clark.
God.
So Clark immediately pulls a set of rubber gloves out of his bag and presses them onto Mal and says, "For the love of God, please wear these when using that."
Did the fucking crazy guy give you a cattle prod?
Yeah, cricket bat, it looks like.
Can I have a go?
Oh, it's mine.
I've not even tried it first.
Maybe later.
Alright.
Later.
Clark-
Here, you can try it on me if I can try it on you.
Clark is gonna Clark is like already standing between them and glaring at you and making meaningful looks towards the gloves he just pressed onto you.
I touch Clark.
Electricity.
I touch Clark's shoulder and I'm like, it's okay, buddy. It's okay.
I don't know actually. I don't.
You'll find out.
Morag usually gets somebody else to do the electric stuff.
You'll
And
find out.
he catches the look on Clark, and then Effie's face and goes, later.
Later. She kind of like presses the button again so that it kind of like itself back up and goes back into a bat.
Shall we? Actually, this time?
Yeah. Let's do it.
We seem to lack alternative options.
I think you want to get out of here as soon as you can.
My skin is itching.
Let's go.
I'm
As
sure
you
you can
guys,
get a lotion for that.
as you guys
Effie.
leave, Effie, one of your phones rings.
Fuck.
What ringtone is it?
Ba-da-da-da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da-da-da-da.
Ah, fuck. McLean.
No, that's not McLean.
No, that's James Bond thing.
Oh,
Hi.
hello?
Ah, yes, Effie, yeah. I'm looking at the camera for Wharf 13, and I'm seeing a gentleman, with, well, several gentlemen, with one at the head. I'm sending a picture to your phone. Is this gentleman you've been knowing as Marco? Sends the picture that comes up is Theo Cameo. Woo!
Yay!
Theo Cameo. Here he
Catio.
is, the most specialist baby boy. Here's his butt.
It's a beautiful butt.
Yeah.
Hey, Theo.
Yee!
Right, Jay,
The man-
describe.
In the picture, being followed by what looks like a number of goons or goon adjacents,
Goons and goonettes.
is not Marco. He's a lot fucking bigger than Marco.
Mini boss time.
That's not him.
It isn't? Nah, it must be unrelated then.
That might be
No,
the
no,
law.
no, no, no.
Shall I continue to monitor?
Please.
Of course. I shall
I
keep you
text
abreast
one
of
of
any...
the
Sorry.
I text one of the goons going, give me a description of your boss, please.
I shall keep you abreast of any developments. And he hangs up. You get the text back.
You said breast.
I said abreast, so I only meant one. You get the text back being like, giving a description of a skinny, kind of greasy dude. The description does not sound like Marco or the man that is currently striding towards the wharf.
Third party.
Oh, no.
Fourth party at this point.
Oh well, yeah. If you count us,
No, because we've got Marco, the guy, the gangster guy's boss, and now this guy.
We go in quiet. Let's not show our presence before we need to.
sounds right.
I can't
Please.
count. Sorry, Fraser.
I would like everybody to please roll to sneak around.
I love
Okay.
Ryan.
My arms are slightly full of cat.
Well,
But I will
the
try
game
my
is
best.
more important.
Anyone? Can you get Theo to roll for you?
Jay,
Um,
You know.
if there are any tags
maybe.
anyone can think of to add
Ow.
that would help you in sneaking around, you are currently. This is for a kind of a group overall stealth into the building. Okay?
Just a
Parkour.
minute.
I've got meticulous.
What we're gonna do, okay, I'm not gonna ask because we're a little short on time. I'm not gonna ask everybody for their tags. Whatever you think is reasonable and definite. Fraser, if you can think of anything that you can maybe pull out to assist in this, I'll let you use Bag of Tricks. What I'm going to do is I'm actually going to go and get a couple of D6s and I'm going to roll for Buck.
Okay.
Because with 5 of you, that gives us a better sort of trend here. Buck is going to take a +1 on this roll.
What can I pull out to help me stealth, guys?
Finally, I get to pull out the nice and fancy dice box again, because yay, I love this thing.
Fraser, you should pull out a couple of branches and pretend to be a tree.
No, I know. I pull out binoculars and a bird watching book.
Yeah, I'll let you use that.
At a dog.
I'm just looking. There are birds everywhere.
midnight.
Birds!
Yes, by the water, seagulls. I love seagulls.
I was gonna
There's
say-
so many different kinds of seagull. I know all of them. Reads out the book. There's
Yeah,
one.
I'm going to roll for Buck. He gets a +1 on this roll, because as we've established, he does have some proficiency in being kind of sneaky.
Cool. I'm
I
gonna
also have
let
just
you all
about
know
this.
that I have rolled a 9 + 1, which is a 10.
So Clark got a total success. What did Effie get?
I got
I
a 9.
rolled a. Oh, sorry.
You're not.
Effie got a partial success. What did Mal get?
A 5.
Mal got a failure. What did Cal get?
I got an 8.
A partial success. Buck got an 11.
That's
Yay!
overall
That
Wow,
is
very
2
much.
partial successes, 2 total successes, and a failure. So I will let that count as overall a pretty good success.
Yeah, I rolled a 4 + 1. Just so bad.
That is a rough, but we are taking this. You're taking this check as a group. So don't worry, Mal. You haven't fucked it.
Whew.
You guys managed to. Find a low rooftop, and you managed to climb up to a missing window in the wharf and onto a gantry. There is a guy standing on said gantry, looking down. If anybody wants to help, Buck is going to remove him. Can anybody?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Clark,
Sure.
Do you have anything to help?
Yeah, I absolutely do.
Okay, you can start time.
Yeah, I'm going to move time in a gentle fashion. Basically meaning that the point at which the guy might have noticed Buck touches the same moment in time at which Buck reaches the guy.
King Crimson.
The man is removed. Your stealth is maintained. All is well. You all look down, and you can see that there are 2 very clear factions here. There are the scruffier side, which are clearly the dockside rats. And there is the smaller contingent, who are all dressed in black, led by the very large man. Cress, what are you giving me that look for?
I'm concerned we've walked into the middle of a turf war, and I'm feeling
That's
very
exactly what
skewiff
we
about
want.
it.
Yeah, that's fair.
It's not a turf war.
It's some sort of deal. We knew it was going to be dangerous.
Smaller faction led by the enormous man that you saw earlier. Behind the rats, there is a very large wooden crate. About 1.5 times the height of a man. And about 4 times the width.
Can I ask you a question?
Okay, sure.
Are we able to detect the mist around any of the people below us?
You're going to have to roll to investigate for that.
That's a 4 and a 5, so that's a 9.
Do you have anything you can add to that?
Meticulous.
Yeah, I'll give you that to a 10. Yes. Yes, you can. But only around the 2 men who are sort of standing apart. A large man, dressed in black, and the small man at the head of the rats.
So both leaders.
Yep,
I mean, of
Great.
course, it was going to be the leaders.
of course.
I was hoping it was just one of them.
Could I... Is Marco there?
No. In fact,
No.
you overhear. Where's Marco? Marco couldn't make it. He had other commitments. So
That was the big.
that was the big guy answering.
Yeah.
So what? The guy. So what? The Don sends you in to do the dirty work? I'm just here to pick up the package and make sure everything goes smoothly. See, that's the thing. This is a change. And I'm not a great big fan of sudden changes without any warning. The deal was, we'd get the package into the city. Marco would pick it up. Now, you're dressed up all nice in your fancy suit, but how am I supposed to know that you're actually affiliated? Call me paranoid all you like, but I like to know who I'm dealing with, and I like to be sure. I suppose that's understandable. But I'd like you to understand. And the big guy leans forward, and it seems like it might be a trick of the light, but he seems almost to grow a little bit. That I have been sent here to pick up a package. And, well, it has been a pleasure doing business with you. I am leaving here with that package, one way or another. Now, you see, big fella, you seem to be under the impression that you're the one in control here. You're on my turf, threatening my associates, and very much under my power. And he whistles, and y'all hear a rustling as you see in the dark, reflected by the dim light, dozens, no, hundreds of tiny eyes. Rats, birds, all the small creatures of the world suddenly in the shadows. You want to reconsider? Or you really want... Or does your Don Caligari really think that he's just so big and intimidating, huh? Price just increased. Pay up or no package. Because, funny thing, I'm a man who likes to be insured. I know what's in the box. So tell me, big guy, do we have a deal? And that, ladies and gentlemen, is I think where we will end our session for tonight.
Ooh.
I can't wait for us all to get eaten alive by rats next session.
I am firmly in favour of staying the fuck out of being eaten by rats, and
I want that package.
I would like to follow the victor home. Seems like a good plan.
Thanks very
I
much.
know a guy that works in Rent-A-Kill.
Thanks very much for joining us, folks. We will be continuing the show over on my Patreon, Jonathan David Honey, on Patreon, where we will be geeking out over the credits, discussing the show that we have just had, and theorizing and doing some fun mechanical things that go on behind the scenes. You can join that if you want. You can follow us on various social medias. I am on Twitter at JonathanHoney4 on Twitter. My games company, which Fraser works for, is at ald_games, Ald Alliance Games on Twitter. Chris is at ChrisHoneyActor on Twitter. Instagram.
Yeah, fuck Twitter.
The one that's not run by a psychotic cunt and just owned by him.
They all are, Jay. Instagram's owned by Facebook.
Yeah, I know, just owned by it. Whereas, less directly, shall we say.
We try.
Say what you like about Zuckerberg. He's putting his dick in his sight less than Musk is.
Yeah, they still agreed to do this. We're not even going to talk about it. We're not going to talk about these pathetic men. We're not going to do it.
No, we're not, because frankly, they get enough airtime and have too much money. And at least one of them is a lizard, and the other's just a child. So, we are here every Monday night. You can find us here on Twitch. You can follow us here. You can find all of our previous episodes of City of Mist and our other previous streams on our YouTube channel at The Brothers Honey on YouTube. This episode will be up probably tomorrow morning, knowing my schedules and my internet speed. But yeah, does anyone else have anything they would like to talk about, like to plug?
Nope.
Fantastic. Right then, thank you everybody for joining us. We're gonna head over to Patreon and geek out over the credits. Bye!
Bye!
Bye.